Hello, my name is Bennett Wilson. Today we are going to be beginning the construction of the AR-10 for FTE 217. As you can see here, I have the primary components blown up. My camera can't really... yeah, there we go. Okay. So I just have my AR-15 sitting here for reference and moral support. Over here, if you can see where my finger's pointing, I have some spare parts that I got from AT3 Tactical. They have these things called FU bags. I thought that was a pretty funny idea and cool idea, so I have some of those. But breaking down some of the larger sub-assemblies, we have the barrel assembly up here, with the barrel, the handguard, gas tube, gas block, barrel nut, and all of that goes with the upper receiver, charging handle, and buffer assembly. The bolt is off screen, it's over here. I took it apart and I'm still working on putting it back together, so it's not over here yet, but I know it goes there. Then we have the stock, tiny roll pin that goes with the gas block, and then the lower receiver, the lower parts kit here, the forward assist, ejector plate, and trigger assembly, as well as the springs for the handguard here, and everything is ready to go together and be put together. Okay, so here we are with the nearly finished AR-10 build. We had a lot of hiccups, multiple parts broke. Overall, I am extremely unhappy with this rifle. It is very wiggly. It feels extremely cheap, extremely low quality, which I am extremely disappointed in because I know that you guys have been sending out Aero Precision parts kits. We had a part in the bolt break. The retaining pin for the firing pin broke, so we can't even put that in the rifle. I have watched multiple tutorials on how to get the bolt catch working, and it just doesn't. I'm gonna take a look at it in the morning and see if I can figure it out, but there is insane amounts of wobble on this thing. It just feels like shit. But this is the best that I've been able to do at the moment, and I'll try to do some fixes and see where we're at later. Alright, I'm back after about 4 days of waiting for the spare parts to get in. Today is March 20th, 2025, and we are finishing up the Week 2 assignment for FTE 217. So the 6 parts that I have chosen to just to talk about for the AR-10, or AR platform in general, are the barrel, bolt carrier group, gas tube, charging handle, trigger, and magazines. To start, the barrel's function is basically it's just a metal tube that the projectile is fired through. It imparts spin to the bullet by adding rifling inside, which increases the accuracy of the projectile as it is flying through the air. The role in the cycle of operations is the barrel is involved during the firing and exit phase, and once the firing pin strikes the primer, the expanding gases push the bullet through the barrel out the muzzle. Next one is the bolt carrier group. Its function is responsible for firing and extracting the cartridge. It holds the bolt, firing pin, and cam pin. Its function in the cycle of operations is the bolt carrier group plays a key role throughout the entire cycle. Upon firing, the gas from the fired cartridge pushes it backward, ejecting the spent casing and cycling a new round in the chamber. So basically, without the bolt, nothing would happen, and the entire gun wouldn't be able to function. It is the single-handedly most important part of any firearm. Next up is the gas tube. its function is to, in most AR style weapons, its function is to direct the gas back to the bolt, which is what causes the bolt to be pushed backwards into the buffer, which then causes the entire weapon to cycle properly. The gas tube is active during the operation of cycling. After firing, as the bullet travels through the barrel, gas is diverted here at the gas block and pushed back here, which helps push the bolt carrier group to the rear. Charging handle's function. Charging handle allows the shooter to manually pull the bolt carrier group to the rear, chamber around, or clear a malfunction. While it does not play a role in the automatic cycle of operations, it is essential for manually cycling the action when loading or clearing the rifle. Next is the trigger. Its function is the mechanism that releases the hammer or firing pin to initiate firing. The role and cycle of operation is it is involved in the firing step of the cycle. When pulled, it allows the hammer to strike the firing pin, leading to the ignition of the cartridge. And lastly, we have magazines. Magazines store cartridges and feed them into the chamber as needed. Its role in the cycle of operations is that they are essential for providing ammunition to the firearm, influencing the chambering of a round into the bolt carrier during the cycling process. They're not necessarily essential for firing, but without ammunition, there's nothing to fire. Moving on to the general cycle of operations, starting with the feeding process. And before we get started, I would just like to clarify, these are the dummy rounds the SDI sent. It is not live ammunition. I am safe, and I know what I am doing. So, swapping to fire. So first, you pull the charging handle back, which readies the bolt carrier to then feed a round from the magazine into the chamber, which is then done by chambering around, which then, by pulling the trigger, you fire the round, and then, as the round is fired, the gas from the round being fired goes through the tube here, pushing the bolt back, which unlocks the bolt and ejects the round, extracting it from the chamber, which then the recoil spring in the buffer assembly pushes the bolt carrier back forward, feeding another round, or cocking the firing mechanism again and feeding another round into the chamber so that the gun is ready to fire and ready to do its thing again. And that process is repeated as many times as you pull the trigger. I'm having some issues with... we're not supposed to be doing the malfunctions test until this week. But, I'm pretty sure it's just because the dummy rounds are not heavy enough to properly do that, because that is the second or third time I've had the dummy rounds double feed on me. And that's how you do that. Thank you.